if you're going to talk about this stuff or not.
Okay, we are joined by Chicago State head coach Angela Jackson. Coach, if you just want to give us general thoughts on your team this year and this season ahead.
Well, I've been pretty pleased with our team this year. Two things that a coach should not have to teach is work ethic and attitude. And this year we have walked into practices with both. Lane Murphy her work ethic has been nothing like I've ever seen from her. Her leadership, both vocally and what she has done on the court, speaks for itself. I think our leadership has been good with her and Connor Harris and Kaylin Nix. I think they're relishing the leadership role. So I've been pretty pleased with what we've seen in the few practices that we've had.
You spoke a little bit about Lane Murphy. Kind of seems to be the obvious leader for your squad this year. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what you expect from her, both on and off the court?
Well, Lane is our best player, and your best player has to be your best player every single day, on and off the court. As I've mentioned before, her work ethic, she's the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. Her attitude is such that she wants the ball. She wants to be the leader. She's relishing the role of being the best player on our team. And we have a ton of freshmen, and they follow right along with what she has, the example she has put out there for them.
The women's game is seeing some big changes this season with the switch from 2 20-minute halves to 4 10-minute quarters. What are your thoughts on the changes, and how do you think it'll affect the game?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Until we've gone through it, I guess it'll be good. I'm sure there's a lot of thought put forward in changing it. I think the biggest thing is with moving the ball ahead with the last minute of the game. Now, that I really like that. That gives you a better tool to strategize down the stretch within the last minute of the game. So I think that'll be great. That's great for the coaches.
You have a number of freshmen on this year's roster. How do you help those players make the transition from the high school game to the college game?
Well, that's where leadership comes in. You know, as a coach, we try to be consistent. But hopefully the players in your program can set the tone and help you with the expectation. Because obviously their hard work and what we expect on a Division I level of hard work is going to be two different polar opposites, night and day. So your leaders, if your leaders are in the gym and working hard, if your leaders are making all the sprints, then they're pushing everybody that's a freshman on your team. And like you said, we have 5 of them with one and another one that's a redshirt freshman that didn't play last year. So we have a number of kids that if your leaders are not good leaders, they could fall behind very quickly.
4 of your first 5 games are on the road, including at Big Ten power Illinois and Chicago rival DePaul. How does hitting the road early in the year affect the team?
Well, you know, you got to learn how to play on the road. You can't be a champion if you don't win games on the road, if you don't learn how to play on the road. Obviously, with opening up with Illinois, that environment is going to be bananas. It's a Big Ten team that's used to playing at a high level, and so we have to raise our tone from the beginning. DePaul has been phenomenal for years and years and years and years and years. He's built a perennial powerhouse over there. So you have to grow up very quickly with playing a schedule like that, with an addition of playing on the road.
Taking a look at your schedule and kind of staying on that, one of the games that kind of seems to be highlighted is you're able to bring Kansas State in. So you get one of the Big 12 team come in, and you've been able to do that in the past. How's getting those big teams on campus, how does that help kind of create a vibe?
You know, you coach and play to be at the highest level. And if you don't play those types of teams, then you're kind of cheating yourself. My thing with my program and my team has always been you want to make sure that they have a good experience. And if you don't play those types of teams, you kind of cheat them on the experience. So whether we're playing Kansas State from the Big 12 or, you know, the other teams that we play Big East, Big 10 schools, you want to make sure that your kids have a story to tell once their career is over with.
Can you talk about any newcomers you expect to come in and make an immediate impact?
Yeah, I really like our freshman class. Kaylee Allen has definitely stood out in practices from Cincinnati, Ohio. She's a very versatile player. She's strong. She brings something to the team that I think we've been missing in years past. Precious Harding is a redshirt freshman who sat out last year with a knee injury, and she, along with Kaylee, have that attitude that I think we've been missing. They're just, you know, going to go out there and get the job done by any means necessary. Tiana Thomas has been a silent assassin. I don't think I've seen her miss a shot yet in practice. She just kind of knocks down key shots day after day after day. Shatoya Sanders is definitely going to add some depth on the inside. She's a powerful, yet athletic and limber post player. And, you know, I can talk about Nadia Miller and Rachel Brown as well. I mean, they definitely just add very different dimensions than what we've had and it's something that we've needed at Chicago State.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.